viewers, my name is Sharma. Now, today I would like to have a discussion about the topic electricity from class 10. Right. We have already learned something about this electricity in our earlier classes like 6th class and 7th class. There is an introduction we already know. And now let us once have a recapture because before going to that, in the introduction part, let us see. Electricity is an excellent mode of living. I mean, it has an excellent effect, and many applications are there in our daily life where we use this electricity. Right? Not only in houses, but also in industries, hospitals, factories, schools, colleges, like this. Everywhere we are using this electricity. Right? So it is controllable and convenient. Right, to use this electricity. It is an excellent form of energy, right, where we can use the applications of this in many ways very easily. Right now, when we talk about this electricity, we say it is current electricity. Current electricity. We know air current, water current, right? You know what is meant by this air current or water current? Air current is nothing but the flow of air, right? Water current is nothing but the flow of water. Right now you see in a river, the water will be flowing continually, and that is so-called water current, right? Like that, if there is a charge moving in a conductor, then we say there is electric current in it. Right, I repeat, if there is a charge moving, now we already know what is a charge. What is an electric charge? The charge is nothing but the property of the basic fundamental property of the subatomic particles. Right, like what are subatomic particles? Now we already know in the structure of an atom in chemistry also you must have studied what is the atom made up of. The major contribution of the atom is because of protons, electrons, neutrons. Right now consider these protons and electrons. They have some charge. No. Does the neutrons have charge? No. Right. It means there is no rule that each and every particle should have charge. Some particles may have and some particles may not have. Right. And we know these charges, I mean the charged particles are basically classified into two types. Right. One is positive and the other is negative. So the positively charged particles we call it as protons, and the negatively charged particles we call it as electrons. Right, so the charge of protons is positive and the charge of electrons is negative. If these charges are moving in a conductor, then we can say that there is an electric current flowing in the conductor. Now what is a conductor? We already know that which allows the electricity to pass through it is called as a conductor. Right, like example metallic wires. All metallic wires allow the charges to flow through them. Right, now here if you consider this conductor, when these charges are moving, right, now the electricity is said to be flown in it, and we can make use of that electricity by connecting this conductor to any appliance. Appliance means maybe anything, whatever it is. Right, like in your house you are using bulbs, fans, refrigerators, induction stoves, right, mobiles, right, all these, these are all so called as appliances. So you just let us deal with a small example like a torchlight. You consider a torchlight. When you consider a torchlight, right, when you switch it on, the bulb glows. Why is this being done? Because the battery present inside the torch, right, when you keep these electric cells inside the torch in a particular way and then switch it on, then the current present inside the battery, the electric cell, right, that is being passed through the bulb, through the switch, and then it is glowing. So what the point I mean to say in this example is, when you switch it on, then only the bulb glows. It means what? That switch is the link between the power source electric cell and the bulb. That is a link. What is it being done? I mean, what is the purpose of switch? It just simply disconnects or connects. That's the only purpose. It means by this what can we understand? That when there is a electric cell, when there is an electric cell connected to a bulb with the help of a switch, when the circuit is complete, I mean when this connection is complete and continuous, then only the bulb is glowing. In the switch off position, this connection is being broken. When there is no connection, the bulb does not glow. Right, so that continuous closed path of a power source and an appliance is called as an electric circuit. We call it as an electric circuit. So remember, when we want to use the electricity, the path must be closed. There should be no breaks in between the source, like bulb and the electric cell. Right, bulb and the electric cell, if the connection is continuous and closed, then only the electric current flows through it. So this is so called as electric circuit. And now if you observe one more thing, right, like when the charges are considered, when this phenomenon of electricity was introduced very long back, at that time the electrons were not formed. I mean, they were not discovered at that time. We don't know about them. We consider positive charges. So the positive charges, the flow of those positive charges will be the direction of the electric current. Right? It means conventionally, it means what? When in a circuit, when positive charges, right, like protons are moving in one direction, in the opposite direction, negative charges will be flowing. And now the direction opposite to the flow of charges, the direction opposite to the flow of charges is to be called as electric current, direction of electric current. So in which direction we have to consider? Either the direction of positive charges or the direction of negative charges. In the sense, conventionally we have come to one conclusion that the charges, the positive charges, the direction of the positive charges is to be considered as electric current. Right now, we already know something about charge, we have already discussed. Now when we are talking about this electric current, right, what we need to talk about is firstly about charge. Right, charge of an electron or proton, we already know that, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Right, that is the charge of either electron or proton. One electron or one proton will have this much charge. Right, so coulomb is the unit of SI unit of charge. Usually charge is indicated with the letter Q. Right now when we are talking about this electricity, I mean the electric current, this electric current is nothing but how much amount of charge is being flown in unit time. How much amount of charge is being flown in unit time. That is nothing but electric current. Right, remember this value 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. If you want, just make a note of it. Charge of one electron, charge of either electron or proton is denoted with the symbol E. Right, if it is plus E, then that is the charge of proton. If it is minus E, then that is the charge of electron. The magnitude, I mean the numerical value, that will not be changed. That is same, I mean the charge, amount of charge is the same for electron and proton. Right now, if you consider this electric current, it is nothing but charge. How much charge is being flown in the conductor in unit time? Right, in the earlier classes you have studied about velocity, right? Do you remember? Velocity is nothing but how much displacement is done in how much time. How much displacement is done in how much time. That we consider it as velocity. It means what happened to the formula basing on this definition? Velocity is equal to displacement by time. Right? Similarly, speed. What do you say about speed? How much distance traveled in how much time. So what happened to the formula over there? Speed equals to distance by time. Right. Similarly, how much charge is being flown in how much time. So that will become charge by time, and that is nothing but current denoted by the letter I. That is so called electric current. It is the amount of charge being flown in a conductor in unit time. I repeat, it is the amount of charge being flown in a conductor in unit time. That is to be called as electric current. Right, now supposing, let us take a basic small circuit. Right, like I'll take a bulb. Right, connect it to a battery, and then with the help of a switch the circuit is closed. This switch, we can use one more in this symbol, and this is so called key. Key or switch same. Right now, this is now, is there any break? When the key is closed, the circuit is continuous. Right, and remember, what is the difference between electric cell and battery? We think generally these both words are same, but these are not same. Electric cell is a single cell. A combination of two or more cells is called as a battery. A combination of two or more cells is called as a battery. Right now, when these electric cells are connected in this way, with the help of a key to the bulb, and now when the key is closed, the path is closed, circuit is complete, and so the bulb glows. Right, now how much charge is being flown in this conductor when the circuit is closed, in how much time? If you say that, that's nothing but how much current is there in this conductor. That is nothing but, we are saying how much current is there in this conductor, nothing but charge flown in unit time. Right, now you already know in what is the SI unit of charge? Coulomb. Right, what is the unit of time? Second. Right, so charge by time means charge unit is coulomb by time unit is second. So coulomb per second, this is called as 1 ampere. Ampere. So Ampere is the name of the scientist who had given an excellent contribution in particular in the field of this current electricity, and so in the honor of him we named this unit as ampere. So 1 ampere is nothing but 1 coulomb per second. It means in 1 second, if 1 coulomb charge is being passed through the conductor, then 1 ampere current is said to be flown in that conductor. I repeat, in 1 second, if 1 coulomb of charge is being passed through the conductor, then 1 ampere current is said to be flowing in the conductor. In very simpler language to say, supposing you say here I equals to Q by T, that's what we are saying. In the sense what? Charge, how much charge is being flown in how much time, right? It means, supposing you take a conductor, do you think that only 1 electron goes or 2 electrons goes? We can't say it. Many electrons may go, Many electrons means each electron has some charge. We already made a note of it. 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs of charge. It is a charge possessed by one electron. Right now, how many electrons are flowing through the conductor? Then, if you want to calculate how much charge is going through the conductor, we already know the charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Right, so this is the charge of one electron. As this is the charge of one electron, if 10 electrons are flowing, how much charge is said to be flown through that conductor? Simply into 10. Because each electron has this much charge. So 10 electrons are flowing, total charge is the charge of one electron into 10. 20 electrons are flowing into 20. 30 electrons are flowing into 30. Right, so that much charge is said to be flown. So this, if we go in depth, can I say, supposing the charge of electron or proton is E, we already have given this symbol for the charge of the electron or proton. Right now, if one electron is flowing, how much total charge? This much. If 2 electrons are flowing, into 2. If 3 electrons are flowing, into 3. If 100 electrons are flowing, into 100. 1 lakh electrons are flowing, into 1 lakh. Right? A electrons are flowing, into A. N electrons are flowing. N number of electrons are flowing, into N. So, N into E is the total charge flowing through the conductor, right? So this will be the total charge. Now, can I write if the total charge is considered as Q, can I write this formula as Q equals to N into E, where E is the charge of electrons and N is the number of electrons. So total charge flowing through the conductor is Q equals to N into E. That will be the total charge which is being flown through the conductor. So can I write this formula by substituting this value? Now we got another formula I equals to, instead of Q, I am replacing it with N into E. So I equals to N into E by T. N into E, number of electrons into charge. So unit is same, coulomb, because charge we measure it in coulombs. Unit of charge is coulombs and time is second. So these many amperes of current is said to be flown in the conductor. Right now, simply let us come to one point. So I think I'll just once summarize. Now charge is nothing but the basic property of the elementary or subatomic particle. Subatomic particles are protons, electrons, neutrons. Right, like protons and electrons have charges. They have the property so called charge, and how much charge is present in that proton or electron. If you see, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs of charge is present for one electron or one proton, right? And then these charges are divided into two, positive and negative. Right now, the direction, the flow of charges in a conductor continuous and in a closed path, I mean in a closed circuit, then electric current is said to be flown through the conductor. So if at all the path is not closed, then there will be no flow of charges. In the sense, there will be no electric current. Right? If there is flow of charges, then only we have to call it, we have to say that there is electric current in the conductor. So when will this flow of charges be there? When the circuit is closed. It means in switch on position. Right. And next, coming to the point, the amount of charge flowing through a conductor in unit time is to be called as electric current and is denoted by the letter I. And that is the electric current. The unit for SI unit for electric current is ampere. And that ampere is nothing but charge by time. Unit of charge is coulomb and unit of time is second, and so coulomb per second is to be called as 1 ampere. Right, so in a conductor, how much charge is being flown, if you want to say, we already know one electron has this much charge. So how many electrons are flowing? Suppose n electrons are flowing, n into the magnitude of charge of 1 electron. Right, it's like simple. Right, one chocolate is say 10 rupees, then 10 chocolates, how much is 10 into 10? It means the number of chocolates into the cost of one chocolate. Similarly, number of charges into charge of one electron. That is the total charge, usually denoted by the letter Q. So substituting this, we get I equals to NE by T. Right now, why will these charges move? Why will these charges flow in a conductor? There is no necessity. Now there are electrons in a conductor, metallic wire, but the charges are not moving in a conductor unless and until you connect it to the power supply. Already electrons are there, but they are not moving. So what's the reason for these charges to move? And what are the applications of this? And is there any work done in moving this charge? About all these things we are going to learn in the next class. Thank you.